Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. What a wild day in Port Charles. If you missed General Hospital Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, here is a nifty recap. Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, has arrived at General Hospital for his risky surgery. Trina Robinson, Tayyana Ali, has taken the day off from work so that she can be there with him. Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, is supposed to be there because he has hired a film crew to document the surgery, but the congressman is missing in action. Josh, the director, has interviewed some people along the way and now wants to get Trina's perspective on things. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havins, filmed Drew making a fool out of himself and doing body shots with a woman at the Savoy the night before, and now Congressman Cutthroat's spiraling is front page news. Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, and Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis can't help but laugh about Drew's public implosion. It shows that he has been neglecting his duties rather than improving the lives of Port Charles's locals. After Curtis leaves, Lulu stops in to talk to her mother. They discuss Drew's meltdown and how it may actually help Lulu kickstart her journalism career again. She then tells Laura about the piece that she is writing on adoption and asks if she is willing to share her story. Laura talks about having been switched at birth, and how when she met Leslie she felt an instant connection to her. She was relieved to find out that she was her birth mother because it made the connection make sense. They had their issues later on, especially when Laura ran away at 14, but eventually she understood that everything that Leslie had done was out of love for her. Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, has sat with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, until Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, arrives to take over. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright goes in to visit with Sonny as Jack and Jason talk. Jack tells him that the agent that tried to kill Sonny has a CIA and military-style training. She worked for herself as a contracted killer and was paid in crypto. Sonny is happy to see Carly and he then tells her to go home. Now that he has pulled through okay and has Jason there to protect him, Sonny wants Carly to go home to their daughter. He wants Donna to have her mom there to explain why he is in the hospital, and Carly reluctantly agrees. Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, has just returned from Germany to a barrage of reporters outside of Drew's house. She lets herself in through the garage and yells to him with no response. Willow's phone had died on the flight, so she has no idea what has happened in the last several hours, but a clothing trail to the bedroom gives her a clue. Willow walks in holding a high heel and finds Drew passed out in bed and Jacinda wearing his shirt. Jacinda scolds Willow for not knocking first and then tells her that Drew had said she was away. Willow is horrified as Jacinda tells her that sometimes men need to just blow off steam. She leaves and Willow briefly confronts Drew before storming out. Jacinda arrives at Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watro's, home to get her final payment for drugging Drew. She gives Nina and Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, the play-by-play of exactly what happened, including her exchange with Willow. Jacinda then takes the envelope and is on her way out of town. There is a knock on Drew's door and when he opens it he sees Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grant, rush in ahead of a bunch of reporters. He insists that he has no idea what is going on, so Alexis plays the video of him with the escort that went viral. They both agree that Scout should stay with her for a while. Back at Nina's, Willow arrives in tears. She explains what she found but still doesn't really understand the gravity of things until Nina shows her the headline on the front page of the Herald. Willow is left to wonder if she is now seeing the real Drew, how he actually acts when not on his best behavior. She doesn't have a chance to process anything because Drew starts pounding on Nina's door. Port Charles never stays quiet for long, and April 30th was no exception. The day began with a media storm, swirled into undercover revelations, and ended with heartbreak that shook the very foundations of a beloved family. From viral videos to veiled threats, from whispered secrets to shattered trust, this was an episode that grabbed viewers by the throat, and didn't let go. Drew goes viral, but not in a good way. The sun had barely risen when Port Charles was hit with a bombshell. A leaked video of Drew Kane in an explosive moment from a recent altercation made its rounds on social media. What was supposed to be a private confrontation, caught on a security camera in the Metro Court, ended up on the Invader's website and quickly went viral. In the clip, Drew could be seen grabbing a man by the collar and issuing a threat. The video had no audio, but the aggression was crystal clear. Within hours, hashtags like #DarkSideDrew and #KaneUnchained were trending. At Aurora Media, Drew tried to take control of the narrative. He paced in his office, jaw clenched, as Nina handed him her phone with yet another article speculating on his volatile mental state post-prison. Drew insisted the video was taken out of context, he was protecting someone. But when Michael walked in, clearly blindsided by the leak, the tension skyrocketed. Michael, you said this was handled. Drew, it was. Someone is trying to bury me. Nina didn't say it, but her eyes told another story. This wasn't just about PR anymore, it was about trust. Later, as Drew stepped into his own press conference to do damage control, someone anonymously texted a new clip, one with audio. It ended with Drew's voice, low and chilling, "You don't want to know what I'm capable of." The press erupted. Jason's quiet moves, secrets in the shadows. While Drew's face was plastered all over the internet, Jason Morgan kept his low profile intact. Ever since his return from the dead, again, he'd been carefully navigating the web of alliances and enemies that had grown in his absence. But April 30th marked a turning point. Jason got the info he needed, and it might change everything. At Pier 47, Jason met with a former associate of the arms dealer Brenner, the mysterious man who had supposedly pulled strings from inside Pentonville. The associate, a grizzled ex-merc named Cole Vance, agreed to talk, provided Jason came alone and left his gun behind. Jason obliged, reluctantly. Cole revealed that someone inside the PCPD was feeding intel to Brenner, someone high-ranking. "That's how he knew where to find you in Montreal," Cole rasped. "That's how he knew when Sonny's shipment was landing." Jason's face barely changed, but his mind raced. If Brenner had a mole in law enforcement, that meant the recent botched sting wasn't a mistake. It was sabotage. Jason. Who? Cole hesitated, then handed Jason a flash drive. Names. Codes. Messages. "You'll need someone to crack the encryption." Jason pocketed it, thanked him, and as he turned to leave, a shot rang out. Cole slumped forward, dead before he hit the ground. Jason vanished into the shadows, heart pounding. Back in his safe house, Jason handed the flash drive to Spinelli, who paled as the screen loaded. "Stone cold, if this is real, we've got a problem bigger than we thought." Willow is gutted, a mother's betrayal. Over at the Quartermain estate, Willow. Corinthos was having one of the worst days of her life, and she didn't even know about Drew's PR nightmare or Jason's dangerous mission. Her heartbreak came in the form of a letter from Harmony, her late mother. The letter had been found among old court documents during a file audit at GH. A nurse handed it to Willow, assuming it was just sentimental. But when Willow opened it, everything changed. Harmony confessed that Willow's biological father was not her cult leader, husband, Douglas Miller, as previously believed, but a powerful man who still lived in Port Charles. And he didn't even know Willow existed. Willow read the name, and gasped. Martin Gray. Willow's mind reeled. How could Harmony lie about something this huge? And why did Martin never know? She sought out Michael, hoping for support, but he was already on edge from the Drew situation. When she tried to tell him, he cut her off, snapping that he had a crisis to manage. Willow backed away, her heart sinking. Instead, she turned to Carly, who was stunned but supportive. "Martin," Carly repeated, trying to piece it together. "Are you sure, Willow? I have the letter. It's in Harmony's handwriting. I feel like I don't even know who I am." Later, Willow visited Martin, who was surprised but immediately concerned. When she told him about the letter, he was floored, and for once, the smooth-talking attorney was speechless. "Martin. Willow, I didn't know. If I had, Willow, would it have changed anything?" "Martin. Everything." Willow's eyes welled with tears. "Then why does it feel like I've lost something instead of gaining it?" Meanwhile in Port Charles, Brooklyn and Chase argued over the wedding guest list, while Tracy insisted on inviting someone from the deception board, fueling speculation that she had an agenda bigger than family loyalty. Elizabeth caught Finn looking through Violet's messages and warned him not to hover. "If you want her to talk to you, you have to give her space," she said. Finn nodded, but his eyes said he was far from convinced. Anna and Robert continued investigating the WSB files Jason had stolen, but hit a dead end, until Jason showed up at Anna's office after hours, tossed the flash drive on her desk, and said, "You'll want to see this." Christina had a touching scene with Molly, who finally let her feel the baby kick. The moment brought them closer, though the emotional walls weren't entirely gone. "We're going to be okay," Christina whispered, unsure if she believed it. A town in turmoil, and the promise of fallout. As night fell on Port Charles, the pieces of a larger puzzle began to take shape. Drew's image had been bruised in the public eye. Jason held the key to a conspiracy that could expose corruption at the highest levels. Willow had her identity upended in a way that could forever change her family dynamic. And all the while, in a penthouse overlooking the harbor, someone watched the chaos unfold on multiple screens, smiling. A voice crackled over the phone. Phase 1 is complete. They're all exactly where we want them. Who is pulling the strings? Is Brenner really dead, or was he just a puppet? What role will Martin play in Willow's future? And will Jason finally trust Anna enough to let her all the way in? Closing thoughts. April 30th. Tis episode was classic General Hospital, a swirl of scandal, secrets, and emotional stakes that reverberate far beyond a single day. Drew may have gone viral, but it's Willow's quietly devastating revelation and Jason's discovery that promise the biggest consequences. In Port Charles, the past never stays buried, and the future is always one secret away from exploding. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.